What is up, YouTube? This is part 2 of homemade motorized trike. Now, some of you are expecting a demonstration video or a video of me riding this thing. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because, like I said in the first video I made of this thing, this tire right here is the only one under power. This one is just a coaster, and like I said, it's when you hit the gas, this thing is seriously going to want to drift to the right. And again, I was right. So, this thing is actually seriously dangerous to ride. I've tried putting weight on the front. It just doesn't help. It's just so bad you can't ride it. So, solution, put another motor on that side. How? Well, I was online for a very long time, a while ago, looking for the exact same tire as this. I couldn't find it, so I said, screw it. I went and I bought these tires. Now, these tires did not come with the sprockets. I bought these tires at my local Northern Tool. I ordered these sprockets from BMI Go-Karts. I love that place. That place ships like in 3 or 4 days. It's awesome. I also bought some other sprockets for the jack shaft for this side. These sprockets did not have pre-drilled holes, and the middle hole was too small for this, so I had to drill this big hole and drill these other holes, which worked out pretty good because they're lined up nice. So, I have these. These were $50 each, not including the sprockets. I got some random metal to mount the motor. And here's the motor. Again, our Harbor Freight Special Predator engine with a normal centrifugal clutch. So yeah, and I have looked online, looked on YouTube to see if anybody has ever done this before. The closest thing I found was somebody took a drift trike and just put two 50cc motors on either side, but they were linked to the same, the tires were linked through an axle. The difference between this thing, why this thing is going to be so special, is because this motor is going to operate this tire and that motor is going to operate that tire. Therefore, they're going to be independent. And I'm not going to hook up the throttle in parallel. They're going to be independent. This motor is going to be operated by that that throttle clutch thing, the brake handle, which is actually the throttle. And then this motor is going to be operated by this one. Why, you ask? Because when you're going around a corner, you want this motor to be running, to be fully on, and this motor to be idle. So when you're turning this way, this one is the closest to your hand. So you floor this, and it will turn on that motor, therefore making you go around a corner much faster. And I know a lot of you have been saying, you know, why do I build these trikes and not drift trikes? I have to build what will work around where I live. I live in an area that's really hilly, and there's really no place, you know, I don't have a giant parking lot to go bring this stuff and to go ride around it. I could probably find one, like, I don't know, like 10-20 minutes from my house, but I don't have a vehicle that'll haul this stuff, so I just have to stick around my neighborhood, and I can't really drive a drift trike around my neighborhood because I live around a bunch of hills. So I just build trikes, and eventually, once I get, you know, move somewhere, or I don't know, I'll build drift trikes. So, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put a motor on this side, put them on different things, and also, what I'm going to do eventually is once I get this project done, because these are 10-inch tires, pneumatic tires, I'm going to find somewhere, either if it's online or somewhere around where I live, that sells 10-inch PVC, and then just deflate it, slide the PVC over the tire, and reinflate it, and then that will turn this thing into a drift trike. And I will make a drift trike video. So, without me rambling on forever, let's start this thing. Okay, so I just got the motor plate mounted and the bearings plate mounted. I got the angle iron, drilled a bunch of holes in here, and then this is where the bearings are gonna go. And I didn't notice or realize how much of an extension that's going to be. That's quite long. So what I'm going to do is, I got a little bit of scrap left. Cut this right here, weld this onto here, and then just move this down all the way to right there. It'll make it to where this bearing will be right here, so therefore it's not so much of a long reach. So yeah, let's keep doing it. Okay, I got everything welded up. I had to move that over to there. That was originally right there, so I had to cut it, move it over there, and weld it, because originally the bearing was going to be right there, and it had this huge span, so I had to move it. So yeah, and I don't know what the hell it is, but the welding core, or welding wire, whatever you want to call it, I'm using, you can't see the brand, I don't know the brand of what it is, but it's just garbage. I just can't seem to, well, put that on. I just can't seem to weld with it. I don't know what the hell it is. It sputters, it just doesn't want to fuse to the metal, it just balls up on a giant ball next to the, I don't know, it's garbage. So I gotta invest in better welding wire. So anyway, yeah, let's start putting it back together. Okay, I got both the motors on, and this thing is looking ridiculous. So, now I'm just trying to finalize. This one's good, except at a certain point the chain gets really tight. So, as you can see, it's really tight. Then you roll it some more, then it gets loose. So again, these sprockets aren't perfect. They're a little wobbly. So I'm just trying to finalize the tension of this thing. And then what I need to do is take a sleeve and put it over here, because this bolt won't go all the way over there because there's not enough threads. Then on this one, I got the secondary shaft all worked out. Again, trying to finalize the tension. There's a lot of drag to this one just because there's bearings. Bearings aren't perfect. This axle is not perfect, so therefore there is some drag to this. So therefore this one's going to have just a little bit more of a hard time than this one. This one's just going to be free spinning. And the chains, they're actually pretty good. They're pretty loose. They're not too tight, not too loose. You don't want them too tight, otherwise it's just impossible for the motor to turn it. So then again, I gotta put a bolt in here, locking bolt this time, because I don't want it to tighten up too much and then it stops the tire. And then once I get all that done, I gotta weld the shaft to the bearing so it doesn't slide around, and then weld the sprockets onto the shaft just so they don't slip, and then cut it there and there, cut the access off. So yeah, this thing is looking really ridiculous. Combined, this is 400 and what is this, 212 cc. So combined, that's 424 cc. Yeah, so wow, it's a little bit much. And something else, there's absolutely zero weight on the front. I can just pick it up really easily. So this thing is probably gonna want to lift off the front end when I hit both motors, or rev both motors or something. So this thing is going to be a little ridiculous. So yeah, let me finalize the sprocket and chain tensioning and weld the secondary shaft. And actually I can't really do anything, it's night out. So anyway, yeah, it's looking awesome. Okay, it is done. Throttles are all hooked up, brake is hooked up, sprockets are hooked up, chains are on. Chains are pretty tight, but not too tight, just perfect. Yeah, everything works, everything. I haven't tested it yet, but so I have no idea what this thing's gonna be like, if it's actually gonna work or not. I have no idea, but yeah, this thing is a little bit ridiculous. I decided to put the brake right here. There's the brake. This is the right motor. This is the left motor. So yes, it's the right gas, but it operates the left motor. This is the left, but operates the right motor. Why? Because when you're turning, you want to have this closer to you, and you want to hit this one, therefore it'll hit that motor, therefore it will make you turn a lot better. So yeah, this thing is pretty crazy, and like I said, I will be putting out a video in a little while of turning this thing into a drift trike. It's not going to be that hard. Hardest part's going to be finding 10-inch PVC, 10-inch diameter PVC, and just slip it over the tires, and then boom, it's a drift trike. So yeah, look for part 3, because part 3 is going to be me demonstrating this thing, and it's probably going to be a pretty wild video. So yeah, thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.